I always thought I understood the meaning of betrayal, until the day I realized I had been living under a lie that was far darker than I could have ever imagined. It started with a simple, quiet suspicion, a hollow ache in my gut that refused to go away. My name is Ethan, and for years I had trusted the one person I thought could never deceive me. The man who had always been there, the man I looked up to more than anyone else in the world. But trust is a fragile thing, and sometimes it shatters with just a single, cruel truth. That truth came crashing down one rainy evening when I discovered my father's secret, the one he had fought tooth and nail to hide. I never expected to walk into my own house that night and see chaos strewn across the floor, my heart pounding with a strange mix of dread and hope. His cherished old locket was smashed to pieces, glittering shards of silver and glass scattered like broken promises, and his car was gone without a trace. That was the moment I knew everything had changed. For months I had watched him, tolerated his excuses and half-hearted apologies, trying to convince myself it was just stress, just a bad period. But none of it added up. His evasiveness, the way he'd avoid my questions, the way he looked at me with those tired, guarded eyes. That night it all made sense. I'd been blind for so long, but now I saw through the facade. I refused to accept that this was just who he was. I knew I deserved better than the lies he spun. I decided I would take back what was mine. My truth, my dignity, my peace. I began to plot carefully and meticulously, baiting him into believing he still held control, that he could hide behind his lies a little longer. I played the long game, pretending to forgive, pretending to forget, while secretly digging into his past. Every lie he told, every excuse he made became fuel for my resolve. And then I uncovered something I never could have imagined. An obscure, hidden truth buried so deep it seemed impossible. My father, the man I thought was just a flawed but loving father, had been guarding a secret that could destroy everything. It was not just betrayal. It was a betrayal of the worst kind. The kind that shakes your foundation and leaves you questioning everything you thought was real. I found evidence of years of deception, of a life he had hidden from me, one so dark I could hardly breathe when I saw it. I sat there, trembling, realizing that the man I admired was a master of illusions, hiding a past stained with secrets so vile that I wondered how I had missed the signs for all those years. The climax came when I decided I could no longer stay silent. I confronted him in the darkness of my room, my voice steady, but my heart pounding like a drum in my chest. I laid it all bare, the evidence, the hurt, the anger. His face crumpled as the truth hit him like a punch to the gut. It was far worse than I ever imagined. His guilt was written all over his face, yet his eyes still refused to meet mine. In that moment, I realized that my revenge was not just about exposing him, but reclaiming my own dignity. I felt a strange sense of empowerment, knowing I had uncovered the lies and refused to be silenced anymore. The fallout was swift and brutal. My father, once so composed and distant, was now broken, shattered by the revelation. I watched him crumble, and for a fleeting moment I felt a twisted sense of justice, like I had finally righted a wrong that had haunted me for years. But in the quiet aftermath, I understood that revenge was only part of the story. It was not about hurting him the way he hurt me, but about freeing myself from the chains of deceit. I decided to walk away from the wreckage, to rebuild my life with honesty and integrity, no matter how hard it was. Now, looking back, I realized that the greatest victory was not in tearing him down, but in realizing my own strength. The strength to face the truth, to forgive myself for the pain, and to finally move forward. If you ever find yourself betrayed, remember that the truth may be brutal, but it is also liberating. Do not let the darkness consume you. Instead, use it to find your own light. Trust is fragile, but your spirit is resilient. Never forget that. And if these words resonate with you, like, share, and subscribe, because sometimes the greatest revenge is reclaiming your story, your power, and your peace.